Greg Eaton. I was born in Mareeba, up in North Queensland, on 5th of December 1950. Mum was Chinese Aboriginal. My dad died when I was 3-year-old. I don't remember him, but Mum brought 12 kids up by herself, virtually. And we had a hard life, but it was good. I can remember things that happened when I was about 5, like when the police used to go down the back over to the reserve and take away all the Aboriginal kids and never saw them again, things like that. But yeah, we grew up in Mareeba. As I said, it was a good life. Even though Mum was only on a pension, but we had a lot of freedom. We swam in the creeks and run everywhere we had that's it. It was a good life. I grew up, went to school. I left school in year 10. After year 10, got an apprenticeship painting and decorating, house painter. Finished that. Then, just like everyone else, you get sick of doing what you're doing. I moved to Emerald and worked for the water resources for 11 years on Fairburn Dam. I graduated from a labourer up to a ganger before I left. 75, we were coming home from work and the government used to throw in the back of my truck in the canopy, and the truck ran into a train and I got massive internal injuries. I got shipped to Rocky, spent 3 years on compo, but that didn't worry me. I went back to work after 3 years. That was a hard life because I was married with a child, obviously expecting a child, but we survived and went back to work. We had another child, daughter. Marriage lasted 12 years. Mum was born in Blackbutt, up between Normanton and Croydon. It's a railway siding. Her parents were market gardeners up there, and I don't know when she met Dad, what year it was. Then I know they travelled around the countryside a fair bit, down to Ingham, back up a lot of, because Dad was working on cattle properties. He was English, and originally they were Heatons, not Eatons, and when their family first came over, they dropped the H. Well, they didn't. People doing all the things, because he was a convict, prisoner. He was our great-grandfather was in the Queen's Guards and Army and that, and he was done for desertion, so they put him in chains and sent him to Australia. And but Mum, she was Chinese, Aboriginal Chinese, but when we grew up, Mum brought us up as Chinese because she was a widow and she didn't want us to be taken away. One of her brothers got taken from up Normanton and sent to Townsville to be adopted out to a good old English family, but the official report was he was too coloured to be adopted out to an English family, so they sent him to Yarrabah, and he changed his name to Lewis Greenway. Good old English name. So that's Mum's history. She had another sister, Ivy. She died when I was about 15, and her brother, one of the other brothers was Johnny, and her maiden name was Ahyou, Ahyou. So and the grandparents was Argows, and we've still got family traces over in China. They've all got restaurants over there. So that's all I can tell you. And Mum died about probably 20 years ago, and it was a big she's well respected in Reba because the whole town just shut their doors when the funeral went through. And the police were on all the corners, just that. So yeah, there's a Aboriginal reserve over the back of where Mum was living. We were living in Reba, and every pension day, the police used to come down in their khaki uniforms and FJ Holden utes and that, and they'd raid the place because they weren't supposed to gamble. And the adults see them coming, and they'd shoot off down in riverbanks and all that and hide. And the police used to just pick up all the money and then grab whatever kids they could and just took them away. And we never ever saw them again. And we found out later they were sent to either Yarrabah, Burrabinda, Mergen, everywhere, just to, think was, some of the rules in the olden days, they didn't want to be black Aboriginals around. They tried to breed the colour out of them. And, that's part of history. And it's sad, but, So when I moved to Emerald in 72, they were still rounding up the Aboriginals there and sending them to Woorabinda and told if they come back in, they'd be locked up for life. Then I went over to Karanruga, that's Aboriginal Justice Group, and I was a member there, and then ended up being a director there. And then they were doing training with Des Beasley when he was alive, and Rachel Coe. They come up from Youth Justice down the bay, and I just, this sounds good. How do you get a job with you guys? And Rachel just said, well, keep your eye on the emails, because you'll be looking for Aboriginal youth workers soon. And I went and applied for that and got a job there, and that was 2008. I started there as a casual youth worker. We just finished a course, the Transition to Success. It's for people who are displaced out of schools, don't want to go to schools, in trouble with the law all the time. They get interviewed, and they're usually 12 to 16 people, youth. They take them from about 14 to 17, I think it is. And they do training in construction, machinery operations, farm work. They got good certificates all for that. It was a 14-week course, this one. I just finished last Friday. It was really good to see kids apply themselves instead of being just around town, breaking the law or not going to school, because that's one thing I stress, you need an education. Plus to see kids turn their life around from crime and just being a nobody to a somebody. And that's really what it's all about. It's really good feeling. I sort of worked with youth since I was about 19, with the junior leagues and all that. And I just love doing it, because, that's knowing what I come through when I was a kid, the hardships and this day and age there shouldn't be any need for that, even though there's hassles with housing and accommodation for youth and that. There's, it's the way the system is for them. They just, if they don't want to learn, they don't want to go to school, they just want to be in the hopes. There's no hope. The system doesn't cover them for them. I started playing rugby league when I was 10-year-old in Mareeba, and when I was 12, I represented Eaton League from then on, right through to when I left there. I was 15 and a half and I played A grade, and that was really tough because I was playing hooker, and nobody wanted to play hooker them days because you had to swing and hook for the ball, and you usually get your head punched in and that. But I was lucky I had two big front row forwards who really looked after me, and they taught me thing. But I wanted to play centres, but I couldn't get a position in centres because my two brothers were playing centres. So I said, I'll play. No, we wanted to play hooker, so I went and learned that. And we won a few grand finals up there, and I went down to, when I moved to Emerald, second year we won the A grade grand final there. And we had a coach, he was from Eastern Suburbs, Nicky Ferris, a little Greek fella. And he said, hey, they've been looking for you. I said, who? He said, they want you to go play for one of Manly. I said, don't really want to go and play football in Brisbane. I just enjoy myself up here. Anyway, the day I got hit by the train, I was supposed to go with Manly. That's Wally Lewis and all them were there. I was supposed to go and play with him. But I asked Nicky, I said, what do you mean they look at me? He said, well, a fella saw you play football in Cairns for Regional League and he's been trying to find you ever since. I said, who? He said, Johnny Lang. One of the best hookers ever played for Australia. Yeah. So at high school I used to do 100 yards 7 days in probably about 14.5 seconds. I was the slowest out of the brothers. So, but yeah, that's because we used to run everywhere. It was always fit, and that's But we moved to Emerald, played football there. The under-18s coach decided to just up and leave, so they were just no one, so I went and coached them. Didn't know a thing about coaching, but I got on game. I taught them all I knew about football, and they won the grand final. The second year I coached them. Then when I got hit by the train, I couldn't play football again. Got on with my life. I had a marriage breakup, all that. But rugby league was in the family. All my brothers played it, cousins. We had relations, John and Ellen Eaton. They played for North Queensland. And played against Papua New Guinea and all that. And one of them was my front row forward partner when I was playing football, so I was happy. But see, even through rugby league, you get taught teamwork, work together, regardless if you got on with them or not. They were still in the team, so you had to get on with them. I think that's where sort of things pan out through Mum's upbringing of us and through family commitment and teamwork is where I am, what made me the person I am today. I'm not, as I said, I take people as they are, not what people think they are, say they are. Until they do something wrong with me, well, I'll still respect them and that. But I always look at the ways of why people are they are, and I sort of try and analyse that and then try and work out ways to help them. I was chairperson of Curran Ruga, the justice group here, for 4 years, and then I didn't stand again. Then now I'm down as a director at Maryborough Aboriginal Housing. We've turned it around in 5 years since the manager's been there. We've turned it around. We've got, I think, 17 accommodation units plus houses now. We're looking at doing other stuff in the area, like this cultural centre. We're trying to get land for that because, even though they got one down the bay, it's not really suitable for the way we think cultural centres should be run. It's like when I was up in Tablelands not long ago, I went and saw that one at Cairns, and that's really impressive the way they've set that up. And they said that they'll give us a hand to set it up if we ever get that stage. And I've got a friend who's a environmental architect, and we're just going to see if we can get the land and see if we can get some grants and that to build it. And we've talked to a timber yard around here, and we just want to use natural local products, and they're sort of interested in it as well. So it's going to be something down the track, but we hope it eventuates, but we'll see what happens. Well, Dad, he had heart problems when he died of a massive heart attack when I was 3, but going through history, like we've all had it. I've had open heart surgery, and most of my brothers had it, all but one in the family's had open heart surgery. I don't know much about my dad as a person, but I was told that he was a real hard person. He was liked his alcohol and that, and people don't know why Mum stuck with him, but she did. Them days, I suppose, once you're married, that was it. Going back to Mum, well, as I said, I don't really know much about her, but about her childhood history, but I know when we were growing up, she brought us up, to respect everyone and everyone's property. And if we ever step down the line, we've really got a hiding for it. But as I said, she was fair. She didn't pick on anyone and everyone, but because we all had our chores to do, and we had to do them, and that's how the family life was them days. She was a friend of a lot of people. There's people always dropping in to see her and with their kids, and the kids used to stay and play, and Mum didn't worry about that. She just took everyone else in if she could. Any of our friends, if like the older brothers and sisters had girlfriends or boyfriends, they were all welcome in the house all the time. There was no argument with them or discrimination. Mum just treated everyone as equal, and that's the way she brought us up. And I know sometimes it's hard to believe, but it's people can't believe the way I am. They said, "Oh, but people do this to us." Well, so what? They've got problems. I haven't, and it's their problem. But we can help them with it. And so that's as far as I know about Mum and Dad. So I said Mum sort of brought us up as Chinese, and we just got on with everybody. And I sort of knew there was something there about the Aboriginal side, but I couldn't put my finger on when I was young, because I always used to hang out with the Aboriginals. And we used to have a ball, because Mareeba West was mainly 2/3 Aboriginals, and we just enjoyed ourselves playing and never got beat very often. Then I switched over to Mareeba East and they wanted to kill me. But as far as racial thing, I've never ever come across it myself, but I've seen it a lot. As I said, out in Emerald, Mareeba, and there is a bit of racial tension in this place, because a lot of the European descendants and that think that the Aboriginals can get things for nothing. And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" They said, "Oh, well, they get a car, they only pay 2 payments and the government pays it off." I said, "Well, why am I driving around with an old car? Why am I paying my house off if you think that?" This is the misconcept about Aboriginals getting everything they want. And it's sad, because it's not true. And like I even talk to people now, they say, "Oh yeah, but you Aboriginals get everything." I said, "Well, what do I get that I don't work for?" I don't begrudge them, because that's the way they were brought up. And that's what I say, it's sad, because the misconcept of Aboriginals, a lot of them are not lazy. There's lazy people in all nationalities, and you just got to learn to sort of get on with life. The future for me, I still want to work with youth, but I won't do it with youth justice for much longer, because I'm going to retire. But I want to go back up home, up the Tablelands, and sort out a few things up there, and get established up there again, and probably do work on Mum's country. I think the biggest problem around here is the ISAC academic, and we should have a rehabilitation centre here, and that's one of the things that we try, and hopefully we can get through housing, find a suitable building and do something about that. Because we did a seminar with one of IUE and all that down at Hervey Bay, and ice, if you stay off it long enough, you can be cured from it. It's not like heroin and all that. Heroin, you got to go back on methadone and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's supposed to be for life, but I've known people have got to kick that too. But with ice, like, it's getting real bad. Like, it's with the school kids, primary school kids and everything. Like, when I first come to Maryborough, there was people waiting at the gates just giving satchels to the kids out of the primary schools. And that's how sad it is. That's how easy it is. But see, now you don't even need a meth lab to cook it. You can put it all in a plastic soft drink bottle and just drive down the road and shake it, and then let the gas out and then shake it until it crystallises, and then you strain it. That's how simple it is to make. That's what we learned at the seminar. So, but it's just people, who think there's no hope. They should, look at somebody else who's worse off than them, because there's always somebody worse off than them. And that's what I said when all the injuries that I had, like my daughter reckoned I must have had 9 lives. So I must be a lucky cat. I said, why? She said, well, what you've been through, Dad? I said, yeah, well, I must only have 2 lives left because I've got hit by the train, open heart surgery, I've got I'm in remission from cancer, rode off 4 cars, and still alive. So I'm sort of putting myself in more cotton wool to thing, but no, as I said, regardless, I think till the day I die, I'll still be working with the youth, because that's my compassion, and just to see the youth of today get up and do something and make something out of their lives, and through youth justice, you see kids change their lives around, who are now got a job and married and got kids, and that really, you see them down the streets and they come up and talk to you because they said, because of you and your attitude to me, treating me like a human being, not like a criminal, is why I'm like I am today. And that's my motto, is just get up and keep going. Look to the future, don't look behind you.